Hello learners, hope you're doing very well. Everything about you is fine and we are happy and I'm happy and I thank God for that. I welcome you in our today's session. I welcome you in our today's lesson. I left you in the previous lesson, I left you with an assignment. I hope you're able to go through that assignment. We looked at the roles of filing in an organization and we saw the various roles of filing. And then I told you that currently we have electronic filing. People storing their documents in electronic gadgets such as flash disks, computers, or their mobile phones. And I asked you a question to go and research. Why is it that you will find that nowadays people keep most of their photos in their phones and they no longer struggle to go to the studio, take a photo and they be given a hard copy of their photo? Why don't they do that? Why? I gave you that as an assignment. Why is it that you will find so many even schools having data in the computers? What is the advantage of that and what is the disadvantage of that? And I knew that even you are having a lot of your data in soft copy. You're keeping them either in the phone, in a flash disk, in a hard disk, maybe external drive. You just work with the drive. So what is the importance of that and what are the advantages of that? So taking you back a bit, we said that electronic filing is where documents are stored in electronic devices. This is where electronic filing, this is where documents are stored. This is where documents are stored in electronic devices such as flash disks, computers, phones, etc. So this is where documents are stored in electronic devices. So I still want to look at the advantages and disadvantages, and then we compare notes. We compare what I have with what you have. So what are the advantages of using electronic filing system? What are the disadvantages? And then I can ask you, what are the benefits of using latest technology in record keeping? And then finally we look at the factors that determine the length of time that documents can be kept. So, advantages of electronic filing. Advantages of electronic filing. Advantages of electronic filing. Number one, it requires very little space. It requires very little space. It requires very little space. Electronic filing requires very little space. Why do we say that electronic filing requires very little space? You may look at my phone like this. You may be shocked to find that it has more than 1,000 photos. It has more than 1,000 photos. It has so many documents. It has notes for all levels. It has my personal information. A lot of information. It has so much. And yet, it is just a small gadget occupying a small space. Imagine if I have, let me say, 1,000 photos here. If I were to print them and put them in an album, how many albums could I be having? I could be having so many albums because you find that maybe one album carries like 50 photos or 100. You will not get an album carrying 500 photos. So for me to have all the photos, I have so many albums. Storing the albums will occupy a lot of space. So it uses little space. And then another advantage is that retrieval of documents is easy and fast. Retrieval of documents is easy and fast. Retrieval of documents is easy and fast. The retrieval of documents is very, very easy. It is very, very easy to retrieve documents. Why do we say that it is very, very easy to retrieve documents? It is very, very easy and it's very, very fast. If I want to get a photo, for example, from my phone, a photo that was taken in 2012, I'll just scroll, go to the year 2012, it is very, very easy. So, in electronic filing, retrieval of documents is very, very easy because, you know, even if I'm not sure of where the document is, I just go, if it is a computer, switch on my computer, I just search from 2 notes. It will bring me very, very fast. So the retrieval of documents is very, very easy and fast. Another one is that the cost of maintaining files is relatively low. The cost of maintaining files, the cost of maintaining files, the cost of maintaining files is relatively low. The cost of maintaining files is relatively low. Yeah, the cost of maintaining the files is relatively low. Why do we say that the cost of maintaining the files is relatively low? This is why we are saying that the cost of maintaining the files is low. It is low because, imagine, if we were to employ somebody to manage files, the physical file, it means we can maybe employ 1 or 2 or 3 people to be managing the physical files. If it is a hospital or a university, having almost 10,000 students, employing people in the central place. But when you do electronic filing, like for example, if me, I have my business and all my business data is in my phone, I don't need to employ anybody to manage my files, because wherever I am, I have a file. So even if there is any information I want in the middle of the night, I don't need to call anybody to retrieve me the information. It becomes easier. Another one is that the process of filing documents is automatic, hence faster. The process of storing documents, the process of storing documents, the process of storing documents, process of storing documents is automatic, hence faster. The process of storing documents is very, very fast. Immediately I take a photo with my phone, automatically it is saved. Immediately I download something from the internet into my phone, it is saved somewhere. You getting that? So the process is very, very fast. I cannot have problems that I took a photo, I have forgotten to save, now it is disappearing. The moment I take, automatically it saves. So the process of storing documents is very, very easy. Another one is that documents are safe. Documents are safe. Documents are safe. Documents stored electronically are safe because you can encrypt the documents using passwords. I can put a password in my computer such that nobody can access the documents. Still, the documents in my phone, I can encrypt them. I can put a password. So you see, they are very, very safe, such that even if you steal my phone, and unless your level of IT is so high, you are able to crack everything, but my documents will remain safe. Another one is that it reduces labor cost and brings a presentable outlook. Gives a presentable output. Let's say it gives a presentable outlook. Yeah, it gives a very, very presentable outlook. When we say that electronic filing gives a presentable output, it actually gives a presentable output because everything that is there looks presentable and it looks very, very beautiful, organized, and so on and so forth. For example, if I have my documents like this, if I have my documents like this, for example, if I have my documents, I hope you can see that The outlook is presentable. I know that one is 4-figure mathematical table. That's mathematics textbook, book 2, book 4, book 3. These are everything. So you see the outlook looks presentable. When I'm looking for any document, it is just at the click. But if I could only be carrying a whole, if I could have even came here with a box that I'm showing you, these are my files, you won't even look twice. You'll be like, did madam have to come with all this box to show us? No, so the outlook is not presentable. Another advantage is that it reduces paperwork. It reduces paperwork. It reduces paperwork. Yeah, it reduces paperwork because now you don't have to do a lot of paperwork. If I'm dealing with this, my phone, now you have seen there are so many documents. That is just a portion of the documents in my phone, and I do not have even a single paper. So are you saying it is good because it reduces paperwork? Imagine I could be working with all those things in my bag every day. Even my bag could have broken because I could be tired. But now with my phone, it is just at a click and then I'm okay. And finally, it does not pollute the environment. It is environmental. It is environmental friendly. Yeah, it does not pollute the environment. There is no smoke because it reduces paperwork. Then it will not lead to any dirt. You know, if I'm having a lot of paperwork, I find myself that I have so many waste papers. Maybe they are littering the compound. They have to be destroyed. Maybe I don't have a pit where I can go and throw them, burn them. They can pollute the environment, leading to solid waste pollution. But with electronic filing, no paperwork, no pollution of the environment. Now, having looked at these very, very many advantages, what then are the disadvantages of electronic filing system? And after us knowing the disadvantages of an electronic filing system, then we ask ourselves, can we advise somebody to use latest technology? So, disadvantages of electronic filing system. Number one disadvantage is that extra care must be taken to guard and protect documents from unauthorized access. Extra care must be taken. Extra care must be taken to guard documents. Extra care must be taken to guard documents from. Extra care must be taken to guard documents from unauthorized access. Unauthorized access. Extra care must be taken to guard documents from unauthorized access. Yes, extra care has to be taken to guard documents from unauthorized access. As much as I have put my documents here and I have a password, for example, I can lock my phone like that, and then I say that I'll not show people what? I'll not show people my pattern. Like, see, for me to open, I need to draw the pattern of my phone. So I have to make sure that nobody knows my phone's pattern. Otherwise, if somebody knows the pattern, then they can be able to access my phone, access my documents, and get whatever I was hiding. So that's why we are saying that extra care must be taken. Extra care must be taken to make sure it doesn't land into unauthorized hand. If you don't take extra care, then it's just like M-Pesa. You have to take extra care to make sure nobody knows your PIN, because I may be putting my PIN and somebody is seeing. So you have to take extra care. Number two, it requires special training on use of computers. It requires special training on use of computers. Yeah, it requires special training. You need to have special training for you to be able to use computers. It requires special training. You do not just use computers like that. You need some knowledge. Sometimes you have to go to college to be taught. This is how we move around the computer. This is how ABCD is done. This is how ABCD is done. And then electronic filing requires electricity. It requires electricity. So as much as you can easily charge your gadgets using solar, you may find that most electronic gadgets require electricity, because now if I have to run a computer, a phone, a printer and all that, the solar energy may not be enough. So though solar energy also applies very well, but they require electricity. And then another one, breakdown of the computer system may make the documents inaccessible. So the documents may be inaccessible if the system breaks down. If the system breaks down. The documents may be inaccessible if the system breaks down. Yeah, the documents may be inaccessible. Why do we say that the documents may be inaccessible if the documents may be inaccessible if the system breaks down? If my phone today it crashes or it falls, goes off and it becomes destroyed, then that simply means all the documents that I have here are lost and I cannot be able to access them. So it becomes a total loss. And then another disadvantage is that a file backup system is required. A file backup system is required. That's another disadvantage, that you always require a file backup system. You must have a backup system, that as much as I am having all these photos and I have kept them here safely, it is always required that I have what? I have a backup system, because with things electronics, anything can happen. And that's why you will see, as much as your data in the school is put in a computer, there is still a physical file kept. In case the computer, somebody tampers with the computer, we can still retrieve the data. So let us look at something else. What are the benefits of using latest technology in record keeping? Benefits of using latest technology in record keeping. Benefits of using latest technology. Benefits of using latest technology in record keeping. What will be the benefits when we use latest technology in record keeping? What are the benefits? When we talk about latest technology, we are talking about technology such as maybe keeping documents in the cloud, storing documents in the cloud, the air, maybe having a drive. You hear people I have a Google Drive where I can store my documents. So that drive, it is not an external gadget, it is something that is latest technology. So benefits of using latest technology in record keeping. Number one is that records can be easily retrieved. Records can be easily retrieved. Records can be easily retrieved. Why do we say that records can be easily retrieved? For example, me, I keep my documents, I store my documents in the cloud, such that even if my phone breaks down, somebody steals my computer, my house gets burnt down, then all my documents, I can always retrieve them in the cloud. So one of the benefits, you will always retrieve them. And that's why you will hear people saying, oh, the system is down, there is no network. That is because all information is stored in the cloud. Another one is that another advantage of using latest technologies is that it saves on storage space. Saves saves on storage, saves on storage space. Yeah, it really saves on storage space such that the space required to store it is saved. So it saves on storage space, which is an advantage. And then another thing is that information is not easily lost. Information is not easily lost. Another advantage of using latest technology, information is not easily lost. Now, if I have stored my documents in the cloud, then my documents can never get lost easily. I am always sure that my documents, my information is safe. Another one is that it enhances business image. It enhances business image. It really enhances the business image. For example, I remember one day when I was looking for a job, when we were being employed, some years back when the government was recruiting and employing teachers. During those years, many universities were not uploading like the graduation list. You know, when you graduate, there is a graduation booklet that has the graduation list of all the graduates where you confirm. So most universities were just keeping for themselves the graduation list, and you could not be able to access the graduation list online. You could not. You just have to go physically, and if your year of graduation has passed, you can't get it. So during that year, we had a lot of problems. You graduated, maybe it is 5 years after graduation, you go in the process of recruitment, you are requested to present the graduation list, graduation booklet to confirm that you graduated. Maybe you cannot travel to your institution. You're calling your institution and they're not responding. And so it becomes a challenge. So you find that the few universities which had started uploading the graduation booklets, their images were very good to the public. People are like, I'd rather go to KU. They always upload the what? They always upload the graduation booklet. So when you store things using latest technology, it upholds the what? It upholds the image of the organization. If me today, I keep the catalog of my business using my phone. I have a WhatsApp group. They can access all the products I sell in the catalog. I've kept it there. Then the people will see that that business is more serious than the other business which does not have a catalog and are cataloged in soft copy. And another one is that less labor is required. Less labor is required. Yeah, less labor is required, and that is the advantage of using latest technology. Now, okay, let me just explain. Less labor is required. When these universities have uploaded the graduation booklet, if a student wants the graduation booklet, they need not to go to the school. So the school does not have to employ anybody to be giving students graduation booklet whenever they want. So are you saying it is saving on labor? So less labor will be required, because if I want a graduation booklet, I personally go online, download it, print it at my own cost, saving the institution. The last thing I want to look at as far as filing is concerned is, what are the factors that determine the length of time documents should be stored? Factors that determine the length of time. Factors that determine the length of time documents should be kept. Documents should be kept. Factors that determine the length of time documents should be kept. Factors that determine how long you keep your photos. Factors that determine how long you keep your documents in your phone. Factors that determine how long you keep your past papers. Number one is availability of space. Availability Availability of space. The first factor that determines how long a document will be kept is availability of space. So you'll find that documents can be stored for as long as there is enough space. So when there is enough space, documents will be stored for a long time. When there is no enough space, documents will be stored for a short time. So when there is enough space, just like your phone, when your phone has enough space, you'll find there are so many documents, there are so many photos, they can stay for long. When the phone starts giving you an alert that you're running out of space, what happens? You start deleting some photos. If you do not have enough space, you'll realize that no, some videos I'll not download, I'll not keep some things because I do not have space. So the first factor that determines the availability, the duration in which a document will be kept is availability of space. The next one is cost of storage. Cost of storage. Cost of storage. What do we talk of, or what do we mean when we talk about storage? So files can be stored for long when the cost of storage is lower, unlike when the cost of storage is high. So files can be stored for long when the cost of storage is lower. What do we mean when we talk about that? For example, I've told you that in the latest technology, you find people storing their documents maybe in Drive. You have a Google Drive. Now, when you have a Google account, a Gmail account, and you have a Gmail Drive, they can give you like 3 or 30 GB for free. You store your documents. So you will find that because it is free, you store so many. When that space is filled up, then they tell you have to buy more space. So you buy space, the more you have a lot of things to store, you buy space. So you will find out that somebody will feel like, instead of buying space, let me delete what I don't want. So when the space is free, when the cost of storage is low, then you will store documents for long. When the cost of storage is high, you will store documents for a short time. Just the same way, you go to the university, then you are told that when you take long before you collect your certificates, then you will pay more. They can tell you every year you fail to collect your certificate, it attracts storage fee of 1,000. So you will find that if you forfeit to take your certificate in 5 years, you will pay 5,000. So somebody will be like, because the cost of storage is high, they will not allow the documents to be stored for long. Somebody will just graduate, take the certificate so that they do not pay the storage cost. But if it can be stored like high school, they don't charge the cost of storage. You find that a document has been kept for even 30 years. Another one is nature of information. Nature of information. Nature of information. So urgently needed information is stored in a short time. Urgently needed information is stored for a short time, while information that is less urgent can be stored for a long time. So if the information that I'm storing is urgent, it will be stored for a short time. But if it is less urgent, it can be stored for a long time. And then lastly is need for reference. Need for reference. Need for reference. Need for reference. So information can be stored for as long as possible when reference is required. So if the information has to be referred to for a very long time, then the information will be stored for a long time. For example, if it is something that I'll always refer to, for example, if the notes I'm using, I'll refer to them for a very long time, then I'll store them for long. But if it is a document I have read and I don't have to refer to it for a long time, I'll not store it for long. For example, if I get an invitation to come to your school on 30th of May, then I can store that document because I have to refer it. But you see, after 30th of May, the document, I don't need to refer to the dates again, so I will not store it. So, my good learners, this is all about electronic filing. These are the advantages of electronic filing, the disadvantages, the benefits of using latest technology in record keeping, and finally, the factors that determine length of time documents should be stored. So that brings us to the end of this lesson. Until next time, have a nice time and may God bless you.